Good evening and welcome to the March 12th School Committee meeting. This meeting is being recorded by Easthampton Media. Easthampton Media, channels 191, 192, and 193 is looking for volunteers. If anyone is interested in helping to tape city government meetings, please contact Easthampton Media at 413-203-1360. Dr. LeClaire.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to begin by having everyone stand up and we'll do a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The next regular school committee meetings will be March 26th, April 9th, and the 23rd. The public hearing for the FY 2020 school budget will be held on March 26th. There are half days of school on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, March 13th, 14th, and 15th, due to teacher professional development and parent-teacher conference days. And there is no school April 15th through the 19th due to Patriots' Day and the spring break. There's a half day of school on Friday, May 3rd due to teacher professional development, and there is no school on Monday, May 27th due to Memorial Day, and the last day of school is currently scheduled for, we're up to June 18th now.
Oh, okay.
That's a change. Right, Sue? We added a day, so we're up to the 18th.
Tuesday.
Okay, and I'd like to just offer congratulations to the Easthampton boys hockey team, who are the Western Mass Division 3A champions. They compete for the state championship tomorrow night at Holy Cross at 7 p.m. I'll be there cheering them on.
Excellent.
That's it.
Do we have correspondence?
No correspondence this evening.
Okay. Do we have gifts?
No.
Alrighty. Well, then we've come to the portion of our meeting for public speak. Is there anyone who would care to come up and say anything? Okay. Moving on.
So right now we're going to do a presentation for the We the People students. So I'm going to come up to the podium and our chair is going to join us. Mayor, you want to stay up there with us? Huh?
Bring her on the Shannon.
Did you want to stand up there?
And I think we have Mr. Carey here as well. If Mr. Carey would like to come up and hand them out with us as well. So first, let me just say that tonight, the school committee and I would like to recognize the talented young men and women, along with their teacher, Ms. Kelly Brown, and the advisors who recently won the state We the People competition for a second year in a row. And I'm hoping everyone in the community knows it at this point, but in case they don't, they will now. This group spent countless hours preparing for the competition, and all of that hard work paid off. Now, they are heading to the national competition in Washington, D.C., having to prepare for all new questions, and it starts all over again. And I'm sure they will make us all very proud. So we have some certificates for you this evening that we'd like to give you. And we'd like to mark your accomplishment by saying thank you to all of you. So let me start off with Carissa Bilski. Joseph Bro. Not here, okay. Benjamin Dameworth. Congratulations. Thank you. Sophia Fordolacci. That's where I got the beautiful table from, right, at the Spaghetti Supper? Corinne Gall. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Joseph Wong. Thank you. Congratulations. Madeline Kleberg. Cassidy Marowitz. Nope. Okay. Abigail McMahon. Congratulations. Jacqueline Perez. Madison Rinker. No? Okay. Madison Rodriguez.
She's not here yet.
Okay. Trevor Waldron. Congratulations, Trevor. Christopher Williams. Congratulations. Hannah Wazinski. Did I get that right? Kundan Chmengo. Did I get that right? Congratulations. And Samuel Collenbach. No. Mohammed Zabir. Thank you. So once again, congratulations to all of you for all of your hard work thus far, and we wish you the best of luck in Washington. And to help with that trip, I know that you have been hard at work fundraising, and tonight we have Mr. Tom Brown, and I'd like to have Mr. Tom Brown come up from Easthampton Savings Bank, and along with him, Ms. Kelly Brown, who is the advisor for the We the People group, and you have a presentation to make for them.
We do. Again, my name is Tom Brown. Good evening. I'm representing this evening the Easthampton Learning Foundation as well as Easthampton Savings Bank. I want to congratulate Ms. Brown. No relation, by the way. The bank asked me that in spirit of full disclosure. And congratulations to the We the People team on your great achievement and your fantastic representation of the city of Easthampton. The Easthampton Learning Foundation began years ago with the intention of creating a permanent endowment that would fund teacher-inspired initiatives that weren't normally covered in the traditional budget process. The endowment today stands at roughly $800,000 and has awarded grants to teachers in excess of $20,000 for the last 10 years plus, and will continue to do so, I'd like to say, forever. The board of the Easthampton Learning Foundation was pleased to make a contribution towards your trip in the amount of $2,500. You've already got the check, right? Yes. Okay, good. Check's in the mail, as we say in the business. Easthampton Savings Bank has always been a strong supporter of education in our community. And this year, we're happy to be celebrating our 150th year in business on Main Street in Easthampton. We have a long history, as I said, of supporting education in our community. On behalf of the 200+ employees and the board of directors, I'm happy to present you with a check for $3,000 towards your trip.
Yeah.
There you are. And best of luck. I know you'll do great in Washington.
Take my folder.
Thank you. Whoops, that's yours.
Did you want to say anything?
I would.
Okay.
I would like to say especially thank you to the bank, to Easthampton Savings Bank, to ELF, and a larger thank you to the school committee, superintendent, mayor for your support, and really to the Easthampton community. The community for the past 2 years has been incredibly supportive of the We the People program, and generally for the last 20 years I've been here in Easthampton, and anytime we've needed something, the community has responded very quickly with a huge heart and lots of help. And so I just want to extend my thanks. Now that we've raised quite a bit of money to get our trip going, we can really focus on preparing for the competition, and we promise that we will do Easthampton and the state of Massachusetts proud, and that we will do our best to represent well and to really represent Easthampton as best that we can. So thank you so much, and thank you for having us here tonight.
Thank you.
And I certainly don't want to leave Mr. Carey out if he wants to come up as well.
Sure you will. Madam Superintendent, Madam Mayor, members of the school committee, members of the We the People team, how are you doing? Good evening, everybody. Congratulations, and I'm just happy to be here. This is kind of deja vu for me because last year I got a chance to come and stand in the same place to offer the same congratulations to last year's team. And of course, they did very well, and Ms. Brown, you never have to doubt that your team will represent the city, this region, and the Commonwealth with great distinction. So we're very, very proud of you. On behalf of the State Senate, I would just add my own personal congratulations to each and every one of you. It was a real honor to be able to come in and meet with you earlier and speak to your class and answer some questions and quite frankly learn more from you than you probably learned from me. You're all very impressive men and women, and I know you'll do a great job. So I have a small donation to make. I'll give that check to Mrs. Brown. I have some citations on behalf of the Senate for each of you. Enjoy this experience. Have a great time. I know you will. Really have fun and do a great job. Congratulations. Thank you.
And I know that Mr. Carey, you gave citations.
Yes,
You gave.
citations,
They get okay. I did not want to overlook you.
But as a proud Easthampton graduate, very, very proud to see these guys, and can't wait to hear what happens in April. I know it's going to be great.
Maybe they'll follow in your footsteps, right? No, long time from now. Thank you all very much, and congratulations again.
All right. Now we are ready for our student representative update.
So the next 3 days, EHS has half days, the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th. And during those half days, there will be extended advisories focusing on Women's Heritage Month. On Friday, there will be a guest speaker, the president of GCC. Also, just a congratulations to the boys hockey team, and they're playing tomorrow at Holy Cross. And parent-teacher conferences are the 14th, and during that time, Student Council will be holding a bake sale. And lastly, Mr. Easthampton is coming up on April 4th. Thank you.
And on to subcommittee reports. Finance Subcommittee.
Yeah, so Finance Subcommittee has been meeting weekly. We've submitted our minutes. We are going to be meeting again this week, so we've just added another meeting for this Thursday evening. We are reviewing the budget carefully. There's a lot of different pieces in there that we were trying to review and trying to make sure we make the final best decision we can to put forward to the school committee in 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you. Policy review.
We have 3 policies that are prepared for our second reading. So if it's okay, we could, I would make a motion that we would accept the second reading on all 3 of these policies at once, unless anybody would like to parse them out. They are IJNDE, the social media policy, JFABF, opportunities for children in foster care, and BB, school committee legal status, which we had the first readings of at our last meeting. So I would make a motion to accept the second reading of these 3 policies.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Great. And then we also have prepared for this evening a first reading of JICFB, which is the bullying policy. This policy went to the Attorney General's office to be reviewed, and they spent quite a bit of time looking at it very carefully, made some suggestions. It's come back to us now. Superintendent, I don't know if you wanted to add anything else about this policy in particular, or if we just want to discuss it as a committee.
So one thing they added that was not present in the state version of the MASC bullying policy was a section on harassment. So they embedded harassment language in the bullying policy. They embedded the definition on the second page. That does not exist in the MASC version of the policy. So that was kind of an above what the norm is, but they wanted to do that additional language as a result of the agreement that we have with them. So other than that, A lot of the language is pretty standard. We've highlighted in yellow what the newer version of the policy has in it that the older version did not have. So I'll just direct you to the information highlighted in yellow.
And I do want to make a note about the only thing that we did change from the MASC version was adding the perpetrator as well as the target. As far as in the section of assistance.
So you're looking at
Assistance for
the
targets and perpetrators.
Right.
Right.
We included the perpetrator.
With the thinking that people, both students on both sides of any kind of bullying interaction
Need
need
to-
support,
need to be
they need
addressed,
access
right.
to guidance services and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That it can't just be addressed on the side of the bullied target.
So we have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion, any further discussion on this? All those in favor?
Well, I'm just
Oh.
curious before we go to the vote. So, part of what it's saying in here that we're gonna be obviously adding more steps then into the prevention plan. So I assume then that's gonna be adapted as well to include more of the harassment components that are being embedded into this policy.
That was a great segue, yes. The bullying prevention plan is going before the joint school councils next week for comments and review, and then after that, it will go on our website and be disseminated to any stakeholders in the community that would like to provide feedback.
Okay.
But that's also been vetted by the Attorney General's office, and we've been working on that for a while. We've been waiting for the policy to make it this far.
Excellent, thank you.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, on to the collaborative update.
So we have our next meeting at the end of this month, the 27th. So it'll be right after our next school committee meeting. As always, they have a lot of exciting things going on this year. But I'll give you the highlights after that.
Okay. How about an education policy update?
I've just been keeping my eye on the Fund Our Future campaign, which we had the event here in Easthampton earlier in this winter. That was really exciting. Saw lots of people from the community and lots of educators there. And the Fund Our Future campaign, if anyone's not familiar, is a joint political action effort to get funding at the pre-K to 12 level, and then also looking at better funding for our public higher education institutions. And I think that it's really great that these two initiatives have joined together. We really should be thinking holistically about students' well-being from that preschool all the way up through their graduation. And so we have the two bills that have been proposed, and we saw Representative Carey and Senator Humison here today. I know I reached out to Representative Carey, and quite a few other people did, and he gladly signed on for as a co-sponsor for the pre-K to 12 full funding initiative. Reached out to Senator Humison and did not hear back from him. I do not believe that he has sponsored either of these bills. So just mention that. But there's lots of time to be in touch with our representatives and ask them to see this bill through to successful completion this time, unlike last year.
Excellent. And I don't think we have a wellness update.
Well, we did meet since the last meeting, so,
You did?
yes. The
Anything
Wellness
you
Committee
meant
met. We're just working on, among other things, we're working on a ride, walk to school day in May.
Oh, that's right.
And getting all the steps necessary for that. So that's pretty much the big thing that we're working on.
Do you have the date for that yet?
It is May, I want to say 9th, but I can double check. My calendar. It's either May 8th or May 9th. I think it's May 9th. And we want to do the whole district at once, I guess last year.
Right, it was done
It
in
wasn't
stages, wasn't it? I
coordinated.
think
Yeah,
the high school
yeah.
was one and then.
Yeah, but now they're
Okay.
looking to do the whole thing on one day.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. The whole district. Okay, as a health and safety update.
We have not met. Was there something possibly in your update that you were going to, Dr.
Yes,
Leclerc,
so-
about? Okay, so I'll.
So in your packet, you will see an email from Brianna Eckstart, who's the health agent with the Board of Health downstairs. And following that is a 2-page summary of the February Department of Public Health site visit to Whitebrook to test the air quality. And I've highlighted some of the areas that I think you would find interesting, namely all levels in the school. Everything that was tested was within normal range. There were no red flags anywhere in the building. And we went to a lot of classrooms. We went
Every
to the
single one.
majority of classrooms. And so everything was normal. And there is a summary there that kind of says just basically going forward, keep on top of the carpeting situation as much as you can. The Department of Public Health realizes that building will be torn down in a few years, so they're not looking for any major changes. They just recommend continue to use the HEPA filtered vacuums, continue to open windows when you can to allow for fresh air, make sure the ventilation system is on at all times. So everything was within the normal range, and Brianna wrote an email to say that everything was acceptable. She was very pleased. That's the report she's giving to the Board of Health. So I think we're in good shape.
Well, I just want to point out, I think that one of the concerns that was coming out of the reason why it was originally tested in the summer was that there was a lot of concern around mold and around sort of an over amount of unhealthy dust in the air, and that, again, as you highlight here in the report, that the dust control issues has improved. Some of the things that we did do in the meantime was like remove some of the chalkboards and things like that, but overall the testing came back in superb situations, considering that the difference between testing in the summer was that there was not students in the area walking around, so there was not being kicked up a lot, and yet there still was concerns then. But now with all the students in the building and all that sort of dust being kicked up, it was still in a much better state now than it was previously. So it really does show that we've been working on improving this. We do have more things planned for the summer and more carpeting being removed already in those concerned areas. And so I think that is showing that we have been on top of this and moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, you basically said what I was going to say. We wanted it when kids were in the building to see if there would be a difference. I'm really excited by this report because having walked through the building as many times as we did and trying to figure out exactly what we could do on our little pinching pennies to keep the building together and yet make a big impact, it's really exciting to see that we had such a big impact. I can't say enough. I'm really, really happy with the results. And basically the recommendations are just keep going. Do what you can, but keep doing what you're doing. So that really, really feels nice. So I'm excited.
Thank you to all of you who just swiftly addressed that problem as soon as it came to light. I'm really grateful.
Well, and to the maintenance team and the custodial team at
they do.
Whitebrook,
They
I
work
think
really
they've been
hard.
working really hard. Larry's been working very hard to make sure everything's getting done there. We had the painting crew come in with the
sheriff.
the sheriff's team
Yeah.
came in there, and so there's been a lot of different people stepping up to make this happen. So, and again, it's on people's radar now. So plans are in place for next year. It's not going to slip by anybody missing the next steps that we're going to keep on top of this to make sure that the building is as healthy and safe as we can make it right now.
But I agree with you, the custodial crew. I mean, we gave such a long list. It was mind-boggling to see, and we were really asking in a very short time because school was starting and we wanted to get as much done. So it really is pretty impressive that they got the work done and that it worked as well as it did. So I'm excited. Can you tell? All right, do we have anything other? Because Somebody may have something that they need to throw out? No? All right, good. We are moving along. We are ready for the superintendent update.
Okay, so tonight we have a presentation by a group at the high school. The SAD group is here to give us a presentation on condom availability at Easthampton High School. And this was something that the committee, I think, has requested information on. So Mrs. Dunn is the coordinator of the SAD group. So I don't know if you have if everyone wants to come up and you want to introduce everybody.
We did have a PowerPoint.
Yep.
I'm not sure how to hook this up, and I tried to catch Ashley.
You may be able to do it wirelessly if you want to just kind of introduce people while I do that.
Okay. So, good evening. Oh, they've given me my card. Okay. So, good evening, school committee members. I'm Nancy Dunn, SAD advisor at the high school. It's nice to be here this evening. And your name and grade.
Aisha, 11th grade.
I'm Mackenzie, I'm in 10th grade. I'm in Jessica, I'm in 10th grade. My name's Maura, I'm in 10th grade.
I'm Sean, I'm in 11th grade. I'm Pete, I'm in 10th grade.
Okay, and so this evening they all wanted to have a little bit to say. So we have a short PowerPoint and some speaking notes for you. So I just want to introduce this by saying that SAD is a club that helps kids to take initiatives around the topics that are important to them. So this is a student initiative
Yeah, but I need the cord.
that came about through a student writing a letter to a school committee member.
I don't think she has
And
wireless.
via that, Anastasia Hollisley, this ex-student, Luke Poirier, here. And he wrote Luke Hollisley, my fault, wrote the letter to a school committee member. And his mom is a midwife, and she works with me on sexual health in the health program at the high school, so that we get it right. So this year, via school committee member and Dr. Leclerc's okay for SAD, Dr. Leclerc gave me the okay and contacted me and said that it was good, okay for SAD to put together this presentation. So this evening, without further ado, I'm going to turn this right over to these young leaders.
I thought I could do it from here.
Okay.
I don't think I can do it. Where is this?
This is my technology person.
So where does this exist? Is this on Google Drive?
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm just looking if we go to present.
We can
No.
do it if need be from, we can do it from our notes.
We have a, whoops, I'm sorry. Yeah, you may have to do it from your notes. Because we have a wireless way to do it, but I don't know how to cast it up there from here. I know how to do it from here.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to go to your Google Drive on here.
Well, I don't want to take, we're good.
Okay.
We don't take all
Okay.
the time. We have 10 minutes. Okay.
We're flexible.
Yeah.
Okay. Sexually transmitted infections are highest among the ages of 15 to 24. Specifically, chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis and herpes, as indicated in a recent analysis by the CDC. Students currently receive education in middle school and high school on STIs, but research shows that some high school students are sexually active. Condoms can help prevent both the spread of sexually transmitted infections as well as teen pregnancy. The infections are gonorrhea, chlamydia, herpes, and HIV.
I wonder if actually we need to come up to the microphone just so it's on the recording that's needed.
Teens are at great risk for unplanned pregnancies and contracting a sexually transmitted infection. We would like to take a proactive approach in reducing the number of unplanned pregnancies and STIs amongst our age group. The American Academy of Pediatrics states in its article on condom use by adolescents that the medical and social consequences of adolescent sexual activity are a national health concern highlighted by unintended pregnancies and the acquisition of sexually transmitted diseases.
Having condoms available to students would allow them easy access. They wouldn't have to jump through hoops to get them.
Instead of a sexually active teen not using a condom, they would be more likely to because one was available to them and easily accessible at no cost. Studies from the American Academy of Pediatrics has an article on condom use by adolescents. In this article, it states that schools that have condoms available to students, the condom usage by students is higher. The same article indicated that condom availability does not increase or decrease sexual activity.
These are survey, okay, you guys can't see the slideshow because it didn't work, but we had a bunch of survey questions that we were going to hand out to the school that we put together, but we were going to ask our students and faculty to take, but we apologize for not having them or the results this evening because there's been a lot going on at the high school, but we'll provide you the results at the next survey of your next school council meeting. And we spoke with health educators and other school nurses in schools from around the area about a condom availability in their schools. And all the schools we spoke with have them available for students with the exception of SeaTech High School in West Springfield. And most of them have them available through the nurse's office and have had them in place for 6 or more years. We have brainstormed some ideas around this, including issues that might arise when we first start making them available. In our research of other schools, when condoms are first made available, it's kind of a big deal. And then it takes a little time for the big deal to wear off. And we have talked about kids taking them and using them inappropriately in school. And we feel the majority of students will be immature about this. And as other schools indicated to us, they do not have problems.
Our recommendations are to have condoms available in the nurse's office, to have a pamphlet available to them on how to properly use them. And when we first start having them available, students will have to request it from the nurse. After the big deal wears off, the students will be able to take them when needed as a trial to show how it goes. We envision this starting in fall of 2019. The Department of Public Health will provide the condoms to us free of charge. Does anybody have any questions?
I have one question. You're doing a survey of the whole high school or just certain grades?
The whole high school.
The whole high school. Okay, and you'll have the results at our next meeting or in April?
Our next, we can do it the next meeting. And it's taking like the answers from students and teachers, right? So we're gonna get the feedback from students and teachers.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Can you share with us, you said area schools. Can you name a few of the schools that you spoke with?
We had them on the slide. So a few schools we spoke with Smith Voke High School, and we spoke with Amherst Regional High School, Holyoke High, Northampton High, Hampshire Regional High School, and Springfield Central High School, and all of them had them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Do you guys want to know what the questions are that we'd ask?
Yes,
Certainly. On the
please.
survey? Hold on. Okay, so we asked, this is what we asked the other schools that had them available. First we asked them, are condoms made available in your school for students? And then we asked, how are they able to access them? And are there any problems or concerns that you encounter? Or are there any questions asked for the students? And you find that a significant number of students ask for condoms? And are condoms available to all grades or only certain ages? That's what we asked all the other schools.
What was the answer to are they available to everybody? Do they make them available for everybody?
Yeah, they do make them available through the nurse's office.
I just wanted to thank you all for coming in and giving this presentation. It's very timely. I just saw an article yesterday in the New York Times talking about the correlation between failures in sex education and sexual health support in our schools, and pregnancy rates that are at 25% of American women will get pregnant before they're 20, and a quarter of new STI diagnoses are among teenagers. And so I think this is a really important topic, and I'm so grateful that you did all this research and were so mature and brave as to come to a school committee and talk to us about it. And I would be really interested to learn more about what other schools in the area do in terms of how easy it is to access. I can see how there would be benefits to having the nurse actually distribute them upon request. I also see how that is yet another barrier of, it removes the financial cost, but you still have to be able to go to an adult and ask for them, which, I wonder if there would be benefits to having it be even more subtly available for students.
Yeah, we were thinking of once it becomes widely known in the school, and once people know that you can ask the nurse, and people don't make it, as we said, a big deal, that they could access them in the nurse's bathroom if needed, because that would be an easier way to get them and more secretive about it.
Nice.
If you didn't want to make it known.
Right.
That was my question. I mean, you talked to other schools, and my sense was it was a little easier. You didn't have to go up to the nurse and say, "Could I please have a condom?" There was a more private way to do that. So was that your sense of other schools?
Some of them actually you had to go to the nurse, but some of them they did have them in the bathrooms, and that's where we got the idea from.
Okay.
Great. Excellent.
Now, Ms. Dunn, being the health teacher, would you be able to distribute them?
Well, some, we were talking about this too as we were putting this together. Some teachers, some health educators, had them in their classrooms as well, and were able to give them out, especially during the time when the unit was taught. But they were available through some school counselors too. They were able to access them through school counselors or health education teacher. Okay. When we were talking about it, some of the students did say, I feel really weird going up to Miss So-and-so and saying, hey, would I have a condom? So I just want to say that these kids have been really thoughtful about, and they've looked at more so the concerns of what might happen if someone didn't take it serious. So they've really done a thoughtful job of that. And I wanted to tell you too that Kendra Kuhn, the district nurse, was supposed to be here tonight, but she's not feeling well. And she has some research on it herself, and I know that she is in support of this and can probably have some more feedback for you as well, along with Karen Dupre, our high school health nurse too, who's very comfortable in having them in her office, and she wanted me to share that with you as well. Yeah. So I don't know what the next steps would be for this, so I guess we'll wait to hear. We'll get the results to you from the student body for the next school committee meeting.
And then I think we'd need to look at a policy.
All right. Yeah.
We need a policy.
And I just want to say also thank you very much for coming out, both in terms of all the research that you've done, but also for bringing forward this issue. Obviously, personally, I think it's a very important thing for people to have that availability. So thank you very much for your work and pushing this issue forward.
And I'd like to thank you all for coming tonight too. It's a great example of wonderful high school students. Thank you all very much.
Now, would the students be willing to help us write a policy when we're ready?
I'm sure they will.
All right.
Yeah.
Great.
Hey, and they have a lot of ideas.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice job. Okay, on to matters for action, warrants and payrolls.
Okay, sorry. Let's see, if I have my computer. All right, thank you. I move to approve the school payroll dated February 28, 2019 in the amount of $506,869.96.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
I move to approve the accounts payable authorization for payment dated February 28, 2019 in the amount of $296,578.76.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
I believe that is it for payroll. So we have minutes to approve from the work session. We don't need to approve. Do we need to approve minutes on a work session?
Oh, here it is.
Ah, there it is.
There we go.
Okay, yes, sorry. I move to approve the accounts payable authorization for payment dated March 7, 2019 in the amount of $100,711.66.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
I move to approve the minutes from the work session on February 26th.
I'll second.
Any discussion, anything that anyone needs to comment on? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll abstain since I missed that meeting. I move to approve the minutes from the regular session meeting on February 26th, 2019.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Again, I'm abstaining.
Okay. Out of state?
Yes, we have an out-of-state field trip request from the high school from teachers Maureen Fanup and Molly Jacobson. They are headed to New York City, and they at a cost of $40 per student plus food.
It's on the back.
And
Kill a
let's see,
Mockingbird.
on the back, I was headed over there. Okay, so these are English classes that have read To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, and they are headed to watch a Broadway performance of the novel intended to fulfill the reading standard for literature.
That's a nice trip.
I would so go to that.
I would too. I'll
Exciting.
chaperone.
So I will gladly make a motion to accept this out-of-state field trip request.
I will second, and I think this was a carryover from last meeting, so just thank you for going through the extra effort of telling us what it was for. It's really fun to see.
Any discussion besides the fact that I want to chaperone it? Yeah? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
We have lots of field trips. I love field trip requests. It's like my favorite part of school committee. All right, so we have another from the high school.
No, the students were your favorite part.
Yes. But I like imagining them going to all these great places. Okay, so this is for the senior class trip at a cost of $44 per student, and that's through class funding.
To High Meadows.
So that's in High Meadows and Granby.
I'm going to second that one.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
And we have an out-of-state field trip request from Whitebrook Middle School to the Connecticut Science Center in Hartford at the cost of $50 per student, and they're doing fundraising and family support there. And these will be, so the purpose of the trip is science exploration matching up with 5th grade standards. So I would make a motion to accept this request.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor?
And finally, we have a request from the high school for our We the People to compete in the We the People national competition. I said championship because I'm just so ready for you all to be the champions here. So they are headed to Leesburg, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. at a cost of $1,605 per student, coming out of the We the People account and fundraising. I would make a motion to accept this request.
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? All righty, all those in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Be pretty bad if we didn't accept that one.
The pressure.
Go Rock DC.
All right, and we have a school choice?
Yes.
Is
For
that in
a
our
student.
Two things, right?
It's-
Do we
it's-
have to reapprove being a school choice district?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to do
So
that
that's the
every
first
year.
one.
So that's the first one.
So do we have that motion? Did you see it?
I didn't see that in the.
So you need to
We
just
don't
make
need
a
a motion,
motion to
we'll just make
participate
one.
in the
Someone
school
wanna make
choice
the motion?
program.
I'll make a motion to participate in the school choice program as we have always.
To be a
Second.
school choice district.
Be a school choice district.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor? Okay, thank you.
You may not have this one in your packet, and I can tell you
I
what
don't
it
think
is,
we
the
do.
last one.
That's okay.
So the last one is a request from Mr. Burke to open up a school choice slot for a student that is currently in the 11th grade class whose family is moving out of the community, and she would like to finish her career, her high school career at EHS, so they would like to request a spot.
Very good. I would make a motion to open that spot so that student can continue and finish their education here.
Sounds good.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. We have just flown through this. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you and have a great night.